Hello! Welcome back, everyone. Let's get Craig in the call. He's here. Good afternoon, Craig.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What a crazy set that I missed yesterday. Oh my.
I didn't look at any of the hands. I just saw the M score. 52 net, I think, 61 to 9.
Yeah,
Oh,
61 to 9. Wow. A couple of hands. So, one thing I wanted to look at quickly, actually, is obviously Kaplan's
What
been
a slaughter.
yeah, they've been tearing through the competition. They have been, I think, outperforming the front fours of all of these other teams is the reason why they're here. Because you could always say, oh, well, like, Kaplan doesn't have a sponsor, like, yada yada, like, they're just beating up on the sponsors, which I don't know if that's necessarily true or not. They did have a good second segment yesterday in the set, but looking back, let me see if I can pull up.
They were up 23 when Shori came out, and they're up 90 now. You know, the Shori team is 67 imps worse without Shori playing.
Right, so let's see. Against Wolfson, they picked up quite a few when Wolfson was in, but they also won against Camel, Mahmood, Berkowitz, Mextroth. They picked up 10 in the third set. They picked up 6 in the fourth segment in that match. And then also a couple of large wins against Wolfson when he was sitting in the fifth and sixth. Wolfson actually did beat them by 18 in segment 7, but the match was already over at that point. So, let me see. Going back all the way to the quarterfinals, they played up against Nickel. When in the first segment, Nickel was out. Kaplan won by 18. Nickel was in for segments 2 and 3. In the fourth segment, Kaplan won by 10 when Nickel was out. In the fifth segment, Kaplan won by 20 when Nickel was out. In the eighth segment, Kaplan won by 39 when Nickel was out. So
since we have hands coming up in half a minute, I think we get the idea. Do you think that's variance, or do you think there's some reason why they might line up better against experts?
No, I don't know. I mean, my point that I was going to say is that I think a lot of people might view this as, oh, they beat up on all these sponsored teams because they don't have a sponsor. And I'm just trying to, like, downplay that because, like, very clearly they're just, like, outperforming all of the front fours of some of the strongest teams in the U.S. So this is a really impressive showing. I am actually very excited to have them represent us in the upcoming Bermuda Bowl. But they still have to get through Shori. There's 4 more sets, 60 boards to play today. They're up by 90, which is a sizable amount. Let's head over to Wold and Grossack up against Dwyer, Rimstead, and Huang.
I mean, you know, it is a lot, but it can go away pretty quickly in a 60-board match.
For sure.
So, Precision Diamond, pretty sound one-spade overcall by Eddie Wold.
Yeah, negative double, so East-West have found the heart fit, and South will probably come back into spades here to show a good hand.
I'm a little surprised that Shan sitting East didn't open 1-no trump.
It's 13. I mean, it's 4 triple 3, so the hand's pretty bad, but it could be a way to generate a swing if your system allows it.
Yeah, well, but also just playing precision. Like, if you can make the slight distortion if they're playing 13 plus 16, which I think they are, to open a no trump versus the massive distortion that a precision diamond is by definition. I don't know, it's something to think about.
Yeah, let me actually pull up their card and just take a look.
Yeah, could be wrong about the range, but I thought that it was 13 plus 16.
It is 13 plus to 16. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really 13 plus, but Precision Diamond is one of the real holes in the precision system, right? It's just a bad bid.
Yes, yeah. I mean, whenever you have to stick a bulk of your hands into something, it creating a much wider range necessarily makes it a little bit worse when you open
Yeah.
that sort of bid.
I mean, if you can have two diamonds and five clubs, and also two clubs and five diamonds, it's probably going to be a little awkward in some spots.
For sure.
So anyway, they got to a fairly normal three heart contract. So see how this does here after a spade lead and probably more spades, but who knows?
I mean, you say it's a fairly normal three hearts. West didn't have to bid three hearts, of course. He has a 7 count with two of his high cards in the opponent's spade suit, and as well as a natural trump trick over there.
But he knows he has, at least a 7 card diamond fit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
The diamonds could be a
I
double
think.
fit. Good morning, Shift. Good afternoon, Matt.
Hey.
Good morning, Greg.
Huh. Yeah, interesting. So Levin and Weinstein only played one segment yesterday, the fourth. Wonder what's up with that. Hopefully nothing too serious.
Yeah, that is a little bit odd. I mean, if Nickel played 3, then maybe the plan was for Nickel to just play 1 today. But
I mean, I'm sure that'll be how they, how they continue. But I'd be surprised if it was planned that way.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, it is possible that it was to accommodate Nickel if he had like business stuff or something. Like, I feel like he's pretty good about arranging his life, so bridge is never second to business. But if he did have something unavoidable, maybe he needed to just like play the first and then get out of town for the rest of the day or something.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Well, Woldengris have found their spade ruff here if South chooses to play another spade, and he does. But it looks like this is probably going to be the last trick for the defense, so 3 hearts will come home. Declare can pull 2 more rounds of trumps, ending in the west hand, and try the diamond finesse. That'll work, and all of the diamonds will score. So 140 for Team Shori on the first board. Looks like a good start for them. Let me pull up the other table.
yeah, they were probably going to be 2 spades, right? Because West can get a couple of roughs.
Yeah, a club to the ace, a club ruff, a diamond switch
Diamond to
or
the
a heart
queen,
switch, either
rough.
one, another club ruff, and then you get 3 red suit tricks, the ace of clubs, and 2 club ruffs for down 1.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, again, ask someone in Schaumburg if they know it was up, but probably illness is likely as anything, I guess. Like if they're back in today, it'll probably signal that it was just some some random little thing like that.
Well, we do see a swing going the way of Shori on board 1 of this set. In fact, the other table has reached 4 hearts.
Wow.
Maybe we won't see a swing after all. Oh boy. Well, we will see a swing, but it might not be for Shori.
Oh wow. Oof.
Well-
All right. Yeah. So for the spectators, after on the second round of spades, Gavin is north pitched a diamond, so now Declare no longer has a diamond loser, so he can actually make 420.
He's gonna have to guess the trumps, but from here, he may well pick off the trump suit, and as Craig has mentioned, Gavin did make a little bit of a defensive error by pitching a diamond on the north hand.
Well,
Okay, 9 tricks in this room, 140, and Shori fans will be nervously waiting about the result in the other room. Finn Kolesnik is declaring 4 hearts, and just as I say that, he has gone wrong on the heart suit. He has misguessed after North got a spade ruff. He decided to play for the more natural 2-2 trump split and ends up losing a trump trick. Okay, back to this room. So Wold opens 2 diamonds in second seat unfavorable. We get a takeout double by West. 13 count, perfect shape for it.
Yeah, kind of a tough decision for North here. Like, if West had passed, he'd probably bid 2 no trump, and if partner had a heart card, bid 3 no trump, and otherwise probably be done. You know, like in 3 no trump, partner can help in the hearts. You figure length is gonna be some protection in the black suits. Here over the double, it's going to be much less attractive to look for a game, but also he may not even have all the options he would have over a pass.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like just bidding 3-0 with the North hand. Sometimes partner has ace jack 10 fifth or 6th of diamonds, and the diamond king is on side or something. I mean, that would be a pretty bad second seat unfavorable diamond preempt. Ace king 6th then out. We just have 9 cashers.
Yeah. And of course, the takeout double makes the finesse more, I think, beyond what it is the ace jack 10 6th hand. So that's some compensation for the fact that, the guy on your right is known to have a lot of values.
Yeah, and so here, partner doesn't have good diamonds, but they do have the king of hearts to help us in the heart suit, as well as provide an entry to the long diamonds. So this is just going to be an easy 9 tricks. 5 diamonds, 2 hearts, and 2 black aces.
So Raj and Gavin will also be able to open a weak 2, so they potentially could be in the same position, but this still feels like a good result for Grossack and Wold here.
Yeah. We have the same start to the auction in the other room. Pass by East, 2 diamonds by South, takeout double by West. I think Gavin also will find the 3 no trump bid. Hey, Welsh Rabbit. Glad to have you with us, although it's ruining your sleep schedule. But happy to provide some entertainment.
So another precision diamond, and East is probably just going to, look for a spade fib, but then just put it in 3-0. I don't think he has any, even opposite a precision diamond, that's a pretty robust game force.
Yeah, it's like a really bad 14 count, but it is a 14 count.
Yeah, you have aces and kings. Whichever minor partner has, you have some help for him. And like it turns out, partner has neither minor, but usually partner has either clubs or diamonds, and your queens are probably going to solidify that.
Yeah, so as expected, 3 no trump. North gonna get off to a club lead. 4th from your longest suit.
Yeah, so there's an awful lot of work to do, but this lead helps. Diamond through 3 with a king on helps. Spade queen on helps. I don't know if that's going to be enough.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, I guess it is. So, you could take, let's say, 3 diamonds and 2 clubs, even if he misguesses here. Actually, if he misguesses here, he won't have 2 clubs, right? So
he will. I mean, he can just lead up to the other honor.
Right. Yeah, of course. So 2 clubs and potentially 3 diamonds is 5, and ace king, that's 9.
Cassidon asked what happened here. I know, I was gone for a segment, and you guys didn't hold it together. 52 imps in favor of Catelyn in the 4th set yesterday. So they were up close to 100 at the start of the day. Hey, Babs. Yeah, it's party time. Last day of the USA 1 bracket, but then we're going to have 4 more days of USA 2 coming up. Yeah, so he puts in the 10 of clubs. Obviously, the double dummy play of the 7 of clubs at trick 1 would net him 3 club tricks, but no one's going to do that.
Yeah, still a good start.
Yeah, ducks the king of clubs. This is nice to begin cutting communications in that suit. I think he's just going to win this and lead a low spade. Does that make any sense?
I would have thought that starting diamonds was. Oh, is he? Because he's in the dummy. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so spade. Eddie hops up with the queen. Eddie doesn't have another club to play, so now he's in pretty good shape. He's established an extra spade trick. So he's up to 2 clubs, 3 spades, 2 hearts, and a diamond is 8. He just needs one more trick out of the diamond suit. And I think that's just going to come from winning, let's say, a heart switch here, with the ace in hand and leading a diamond towards the queen.
Yeah, I think a heart from south is a lot more normal looking than a diamond.
I mean, south could just be passive and exit a spade here. He knows that it's safe, but it's not going to help his side setup tricks.
Yeah, it's in the other room. The play is a little slower in 3-no trump, but it's going to be the same result for a push on board number 2.
Yeah, 3-no. We saw that after the 2 diamond preempt. Makes a lot of sense. There's the heart switch from Wold. I see people talking about the spot card lead from North in the club suit. I mean,
yeah,
like, I know a lot of people have this belief that, like, 9 from 9-8 combinations is just the right thing to do. I've never really had that belief. I do understand it because, as people are pointing out, like, double dummy, it's often the right thing to do, but that doesn't mean that single dummy it really helps out. And I think it causes a little bit of confusion for you and your partner sometimes if you lead the 9 from this type of a holding and you lead the 9 from, like, 9-8 third or something like that. Then your partner might not really know what you hold when you do lead one of these high spot cards. So, I mean, I'm still kind of a fan of just, like...
No players?
Yeah, like, I'm a fan of just, like, 4th best.
I'm sorry, Wold and Grossack are Rusino against no trump. I was looking at the long part. They're using the new card, and I was looking at the wrong part of it. So I think, actually, I like the low lead on this specific option because either East or West, like, probably not both, but at least one of them is pretty likely to have 4 clubs. So, if you knew there were 5-3-3-2 around, I think the 8 would be better. But I think once you know one of your opponents is very likely to have a 4-card club suit, partner could have a short honor or even a short 10, and then the low one is probably going to work out at least as well.
Right. All right, spade over to the jack.
Imagine if your right-hand opponent had opened a natural 1 club, I don't think you would consider leading the 8 of clubs on that auction. You would always lead low, and this is the same.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I really don't like the new ACBL convention card.
I have found it hard to look at because I'm so used to searching for things in specific spots on the card, and they're just now all rearranged.
Yeah, well, there's that, but also a lot of the headings are in very fine print in columns to the left of where they are, but, like, there's all these columns that are in the middle of it, and it's, like, takes a while to, like, figure out which side of the card is referring to. I don't know. Like, maybe you just get used to it. Also, I really don't like that between suits and no trump, it calls it carding against suits and signals against no trump. That's just a little bit aggravating.
Oh yeah, that's true. I haven't taken a look at all of the fine print on the card.
Yeah. I would say, like, I'm sure there's a reason for it. There's no reason for it.
Well, West, you're thinking I mean, his obvious ninth trick would come from a diamond to the queen. I don't really see any reason to reject that play. You know, doing something like ace of diamonds, duck a diamond is just a lot less effective.
I wonder, was he thinking about trying to cash all of his non-diamond winners and exit with a heart if he thinks that he can play someone with the king of diamonds?
Yeah, the problem is that I don't think that's ever really realistically going to succeed. I mean, for one thing, North should always be able to win the heart and cash clubs. Now, North has pitched all of his clubs, but that's because North has the diamond king.
Right.
So it turns out that this line of play is going to cost him an over trick. Not that costly in an imp scoring, but I mean,
I think
every
you're right
imp
that
matters.
Instead is going to reject that plan. I think it's just what he was giving a look to when he had that long pause. Like, you know, you never want to, like, bank the whole contract on having to lead to an unsupported queen. So I think he was just, you know, giving it some thought to see what other alternatives he might be able to piece together.
Right. Yeah.
And, like, the answer, like, is no, that's fine. You know, you take 2 minutes and figure out the answer is no, no big deal. Well, this... Yeah. Yeah, I guess this does suggest that he is just going to play Diamond Ace Diamond, because there goes the end play card. Well,
I guess actually he's still fine. Right now he can cross and lead a diamond up, and he'll have the ace of hearts to get back to the long diamond after unblocking the queen.
Yeah.
So it does look like he might still get the overtrick, I suppose. Wow, the other table played 2 boards in the time that it took us to play this one. They have the result 3 no trump making 4 in the other room. Eventually Declare over there did play a diamond to the queen as well. Yeah, it looks like Kevin has this under control.
Yeah, Bold can safely pitch a spade here. I wonder if he thinks that there's some weird continuation that might actually give him an entry where he can cash it, and that's why he's reluctant to get rid of it.
I think he'll probably pitch a heart. Oh, he throws a diamond. I was going to say, you know, if Declare somehow needed to guess the jack of diamonds, then keeping that spade might be useful. But club to the ace, Adam throws a heart. Now it has to come a low diamond, I'm pretty sure.
Looks like it's actually... is it safe to cash the ace of hearts?
No, but I'm sure he's just deciding between like ace of diamonds diamond or a low diamond. The way he's played, it feels to me like he's trying to play ace and a diamond.
Not safe to cash the ace of hearts. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to what I said first. I think he's just going to take 9 tricks. This whole line of play... Oh, never mind. There's the 6 diamonds. Diamond to the queen. Or might we end up going down on this trick?
I feel like you have to be pretty sure of your judgment. Like, the idea would be to drop a king double to diamonds. I think you have to be really sure of your judgment to make that play.
Yeah, and I think a big part of the problem is Wold pitched that diamond on the previous trick. There's no way that Eddie is pitching a diamond down to king doubleton here. That would just be way too risky. I mean, we know he has a safe spade discard. We know that I mean, from our perspective, he has a safe heart discard, but, like, Eddie might not necessarily know that. But so, like, there's no reason for Eddie to pitch down to king and a diamond. So I think Kevin will reason through this. This is why I think Eddie probably should have pitched a heart on the previous trick, is like it gives Declare the option to do something really bad in diamonds. But Kevin is thinking about
I know.
this.
Unless he thinks that he is a completely hopeless player who would actually do that.
Yeah. Um,
I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're really sure about your judgment, you back it. But this doesn't seem like a spot where you can ever be quite that sure.
no. He is really giving this a long look.
So, looking back, was there anything in the play by the defenders that would, like nothing looked to like it looked to me like the defensive play was very straightforward on this DL. Obviously, there was something that caused doubt in Kevin's mind. What do we think the defense might have done here that actually did muddy the waters?
Uh,
Right, like there's obviously something that Kevin saw in this deal that is giving him this serious consideration of the alternative line of play.
yeah. I mean, I'm thinking back, and based on Eddie basically did everything that I thought he was going to do, other than he pitched a diamond instead of a heart on the third club. So to me, like, all of his plays looked pretty natural. The heart switch at trick 4 or whatever it was when he got in with the spade queen looked pretty reasonable.
Actually, you know what? Here's a thought. So North, you know what? I think I know what's happening.
Okay.
So North pitched all of his club winners,
Yep.
right? Or all of his potential club winners. And might he not have been more inclined to keep them if he did have a diamond entry?
See, like, to me, I don't think so, because West still had the ace of clubs at the point where North was pitching all of his clubs. East-West ran the spades.
Yeah, I mean...
maybe Stream is frozen.
Right.
Let's... he's thinking. He's
no,
thinking.
He's just thinking. Yeah, that's what I think, too, and... I don't know. But, it was like South wasn't going to have entries to set up the clubs. He didn't have enough clubs to lead back anyway. That's the only thing I can think of, though, is like, that if North had an entry, maybe he would have pitched differently. Although, as you say, like, there's no reason why he would have.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, Kevin's puzzling through the problem because kind of the lack of the north-south bidding might have some sort of impact on his decision-making here. Let's see, what has Wold turned up with? He's turned up with the club king, the spade queen. If he had the diamond king, that would get him up to an 8 count. We know he started with 5 spades. He plays small! Oh no. Well, Wold is just going to scoop this up, cash the 10 of spades, and play a diamond back.
I did just ask a secret informant what happened with Bobby and Steve. Let's see if I get a response.
Wow. Yeah, this is a disaster. Man. Oh, he is not going to be happy with this result.
No, it's obviously super aggravating to know that everyone in the club is making 630 and you're minus 100.
Yeah, and as well, the other table made 630 and you're minus 100. That's... Yeah. Oof. Okay,
Well,
3-0 down 1, 12 imps going back the way of Kaplan. The lead is up to 96 right now.
That is just an absolute gift from heaven to the Kaplan team.
All right. West gets to shake things off, open a strong club. North will pass. East will bid a diamond 0 to 7. South might come in with something. I could see 2 diamonds.
Yeah. Yeah, I think 2 diamonds is pretty normal, although sometimes with a good hand in high cards or a good-ish hand in high cards, you just want to pass and defend.
Yeah, there's 2 diamonds, which is going to wake North up. So West could make a takeout double. West could bid 2 spades. I'm not familiar enough with precision to know which is right on this sort of hand. He makes a takeout double.
Yeah, I do not know either. Like 2 spades probably would show, a much more 1 spade or one suited spade oriented hand, but I don't really know. If any of the commentators play enough precision to enlighten us, please do so.
I mean, I'm sure that if Kevin was 5-3-1-4, he would bid 2 spades here. But just with this shape specifically, I think I wouldn't know what to do. I mean, I would probably have made a takeout double, but again, I just don't play enough. But these guys play a lot of precision, so I'm sure that they have the right idea here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's obviously a very common situation in precision, so, whatever they're doing, I'm sure it's right, and I'm sure they've discussed it.
Now, 4 diamonds doubled, if this ends the auction, is going to end up losing a spade, 2 hearts, a club, and a diamond, which sounds like down 2 for 500.
Yeah, which obviously would be a good result with 4 spades making, and if you pick off the king of spades, as they presumably did in the other room, you actually can make a slam.
Yeah. Yeah, you could make a slam, but 4 diamonds doubled is going to end the auction here, so this will be another small swing going the way of Kaplan. It's going to be 5 imps for 180, assuming East-West get all their defensive tricks, which I have to believe they will.
Yeah, and not a huge deal, but definitely, shows one of the liabilities of the precision system here. If West opens a standard spade, there's just no problem getting to the best contract. East-West never got to show any of their suits. And then it wasn't like the interference was such a high level, right? South bid 2 diamonds, and that still blew East-West out of bidding any suit naturally.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of gains in precision with being able to open lighter, which obviously before everyone did that in standard was a huge edge for the system. But also, the bids are pretty well defined, like, standard being 11 to basically unlimited versus precision being 10 to 16 is a huge gain for precision. As 2 clubs is in standard, 1 clubs is sometimes a liability.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we kind of touched on this with the precision 1 diamond opener, that the precision 1 club opener is also in a similar vein, that there are just so many hands that get shoved into it that, preamps are fairly effective against these types of bids, and we see that here.
Yeah, you're compensated for how bad 1 diamond is in that 2 clubs showing natural clubs is a really good bid, and that's something that standard doesn't have available.
Yeah. Hey, Therese, good evening. So Shan quickly reasons out that a club switch is the only thing that can matter, and he is absolutely correct. So club switch to the jack and ace. Now West can cash the king of clubs and the ace of hearts and then try another club.
Yep. Otherwise it would have gone on a heart.
So down 2, we'll see the claim. And as mentioned, 5 imps going the way of Kaplan, and they'll be up by 101 imps after this board. On to board 5 of the set.
With 55 boards to go, there's still time, but, every flat board is synthetically a win for the Kaplan team. So, Shori really needs to win some imps pretty soon to get back into this match.
Okay, this auction's going to start a club pass. A diamond. And now West has the opportunity to stick in a favorable preempt if he wants to. 3 hearts. Well, that is a favorable preempt.
Yeah, I don't know enough about his style to know if he would always do this or if he's a little bit steaming after a couple of bad results.
I didn't play a lot with Kevin, but when we did play, he was like very level-headed. Even if we
That's
got
my impression of him too. Yeah.
like even if we got 1 or 2 bad results, he would keep his cool. But I think it's very possible that this sort of a match is eating at him. It feels like there have been a number of results like over and over and over again that have just not gone their way. Maybe not necessarily at their table, but for the Shorey team overall.
He may also think that this is just a decent spot to do something a little bit abnormal, stuck 100 imps, where he might not do it on, one of the first half dozen boards of the match, but here, who cares? Like, it's not that big a distortion, and it's probably not going to be done in the other room.
Yeah, Roram points out that a heart lead is the wrong opening lead on this hand, because West never gets in to cash any of his hearts. So Declare can just win the first heart, knock out the diamond ace, win, say, the second heart or a club switch, and then knock out the spade ace. And he'll end up taking 2 hearts, 4 diamonds, 2 clubs, and at least 1 spade to make 9 tricks. So the other table defeated 3 no trump in the north. I'm going to take a look at the auction over there.
Of course, with Declare needing to knock out both aces and the club splitting 5-3-3-2 around. If he just leads a club honor trick 1, he will beat the hand routinely.
Or apparently if East leads the 5 of clubs at trick 1, he will beat the hand routinely, because Declare at the other table did not put up the 9 of clubs from dummy at trick 1.
Yeah, that seems like a good lesson hand, because there's absolutely no reason to preserve it. It's just the kind of thing that you need to remember to do.
Yeah, wow. And in fact, East had showed clubs in the auction in the other room. Oh my.
Yeah, so that's the second decision Gavin has made. It's like probably just, this one was just pure, like, didn't even think of it. But there was a handy pitch diamond on board 1 or 2, whenever it was, in this one. That's 2 game swings blown on, basically just like slightly sloppy errors.
Yeah, you never really expect your opponent to lead low from,
right,
like Queen Jack 10, but if you think about it, the 9 of clubs can never really help you. There's no way that the club suit is magically going to get blocked somehow if you preserve that 9. So, I mean, you may as well do it. And I think this is something that a lot of really, really strong, like, expert and world-class declarers will do, is they'll just, like, play high cards from dummy when it kind of just doesn't matter to save them for later. And every once in a while, something insane happens, and you just win an extra trick with one of these high cards, like it would have worked here. So, could have saved the game swing at the other table.
Yeah, although here,
Oh, did we duck a heart? We did, huh?
Sure did.
Oh my. So
I'm not sure why after the 3 heart bid. I mean, he obviously thinks that West had an entry.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's that if West had 7 hearts, then West having just 1 entry would not be good enough, because we knock out the diamond.
Right.
And even if West wins that and plays back a heart, then we knock out the spade and West's hearts are still isolated. Or if we knock out the diamond and East started with a singleton heart, then East can't continue the heart suit. So this felt...
Yeah.
I mean, definitely at this table it feels like a much bigger error than, Gavin potentially missing that, the 9 of clubs could win trick 1, which, like, honestly I can excuse him for. But yeah, so a couple of mistakes in 3 no trump, and it does go down in both rooms.
Yeah, I was just say like if West does have seven hearts, it doesn't matter if we guess which ace he has and knock that one out first. We just knock out whichever one out. You know, East can't return a heart, so it doesn't really matter whether East wins his ace first or second.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was taking a look at the play in the other room, and so I was talking through that. I didn't realize that Grossack over here had ducked the opening lead.
Yeah. Yeah, nor did I till I realized that they had played some clubs and Shan still had an ace left.
Yeah.
Or two aces left.
Whoopsie has been declared. Well,
Yeah,
on to the next board,
lucky.
so a push.
Wow. So, quite a strong one, no trump by North, but I can see why he wouldn't want to open a diamond and have to raise one note. Well, actually, maybe a diamond is better, right? Because the partner responds a major, that's terrific, and if you respond a no trump, you raise to two, and you're pretty happy about it, or three.
I mean, they played good 14 to 17. He is in fourth seat. That's all I had.
It was like, that since you never have to rebid two no opposite a possibly light response, I think one diamond's more attractive. Like if you were 2-4-3, 2-4-4-3, let's say, it goes a diamond, a spade, now two no trump, it's horrible. But here, partner responds to no trump, raising isn't horrible, he has values.
Okay, well, a potential pickup for Shori on this one. If West wins the ace of spades, and okay, he doesn't. I was going to say if he wins the ace of spades and finds a club shift, then Declare is definitely going to go down. Deep Finesse would say that you could make it, but he would not. But West, I think, reasonably just ducks the opening lead, hoping to go ace of spades and a spade to set up partner spades, and it's just going to come too late. Shan has given negative Smith in the spade suit. Well, in the diamond suit for his opening lead in spades.
Yeah, so...
West does find a club switch.
Indicating a club shift.
Now, I assume this was too late, but maybe it's not. Club to the 10, a club will come back. And how many tricks does Declare have? They've got 3 hearts and 3 diamonds to go with the 3 tricks they already have in. Yeah, this is just going to be 400.
Yeah, you can't cash all of your heart tricks, but you don't need them.
So they do find the club switch eventually, but it was a little bit too late to beat the contract.
That'll be a push or a 1-imp swing. I guess actually can he make an overstrict here? Like cash out all your diamonds. Like, do you get a spade somehow at the end, or can you? I guess. Trying to look and see whether you can still maneuver an overtrick by the queen of spades.
Yeah, wait a second. I mean, I guess West might get stepping stoned, but the problem is Declare's not going to play
yes,
for
but
it.
you're never going to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if you do crash the hearts. Actually, on the next, I think so. On the next diamond, West can pitch.
West is going to pitch a club.
Yeah, I guess right. West will pitch a club, and then you can do it if you've guessed everything, but you won't. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but okay. West does pitch a heart, so this is going to give back the overtrick.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing I was wondering about.
Yeah, this is pretty reasonable. So Declare just overtakes the hearts, cashes out. The 8 hearts is good, and this will be 430 for a push. So another good result for Team Kaplan in this room. I think it's pretty difficult to pop up with the ace of spades and return a club at trick 2, but that would have been the winning defense here. Alright, Wold with an 11 count passes in first seat. West will also pass, so I don't think North is going to act with this shape. Maybe if he was like 4-4-3-2, he might stick in a light one club opener in third. But East gets to open to no trump.
Probably not red, but who knows?
So this will probably peter out in 2 hearts. Transferred hearts, I'll pass.
So that probably is how they got there in the other room.
Yeah, they made a lot of tricks, but that's because they actually have a lot of tricks. There's 4 trump tricks, 3 spades and 2 diamonds off the top, and if the defense isn't careful, Declare might even set up a club to pitch a second diamond from the west hand and make 10. That might have been what happened in the other room.
Yeah, or if they just don't start by cashing clubs, the club might have just gone away on a spade.
That's true too. Yeah, and with the diamonds 3-3, that would be one way to go about it. And in fact, that's exactly what happened. We got the same opening lead. Declare in the other room elected to just immediately pitch a club. Then Declare went after diamonds. And eventually was able to pull trumps.
Surprised he didn't start on hearts before playing diamonds.
Me too, but South at the other table made things easy on them. After getting in, South elected to switch to the 3 of hearts, hoping to con Declare out of a heart finesse, but was unsuccessful. Okay, Declare has elected to lead a diamond to the king, and now is cashing some spades to pitch a club. I wonder if we'll see the 4th spade pitching another club. I suppose we could cash the ace of diamonds before doing that as well. Because we do know that if we don't do this, South holds the 10 of spades, they led the jack at trick 1, so if South gets in with a club at some point, here's the 4th spade, and we are going to pitch a club on this trick.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so we play on diamonds. We can plan to rough a diamond with the 9 of hearts, which will probably make 2 hearts virtually unbeatable, rather than just playing on trumps.
Right.
I think that's probably what both declares have in mind.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan. Basically just try and set up a cross rough. I have no idea why North roughed his partner's 10 of spades. I don't think he does either. I think this must have been a misclick.
Yeah, that is a little strange.
Alright, but North switches to a trump. He kind of realizes that Clara might be going after diamond roughs, and the trump switch is going to make Declare's life pretty easy. Diamond to the ace, diamond back. Diamonds have split, and Declare can claim a beer after pulling trumps.
Yep, so this will be the same 170 for another push.
I guess he's not going to claim a beer, is he? He's just going to rough the 7 of diamonds. That's pretty boring. But yeah, 170 is what's going to happen here.
Oh, he's going after the beer.
Okay, heart to the 9. 170. I feel like based on some of the plays that we've seen, fatigue has definitely gotten to the players, which is not at all surprising. This is day 8 of a gauntlet of matches that they've been playing through. West opens a spade. 10 count.
Nice. Precision, right?
Yeah, 2 diamonds game force, showing 5. West will bid 2 hearts. I guess East is just going to bid 3-0.
I was going to say, that's exactly what I was about to say. Like, he could show the clubs, but why would he?
Okay, he
and
bids 2-0.
Maybe be 5-4-3-1. Yeah. Yeah, West might pattern out here, but he might just raise. Yep, just raises. I guess there's no reason for West to pattern out. He knows where the auction is headed.
Yeah, with so few values for the opening bid, West is
exactly
nervous about looking for a potential, 5-club contract or something else. So 3 no trump has to be the more attractive choice.
Yeah, he doesn't have a good hand for a 5-2 spade fit, which 3 clubs would also unearth.
All right. A 4th best club from Jack 9-8 again. So 4 clubs, a diamond, 2 spades to take.
Yeah, and those spade spots are pretty promising, right? Like you play the 10, here it holds or doesn't. You play king, ace, and another spade, and you make 4 spade tricks anytime they're 3-3 or there's a doubleton honor, as here.
Yeah, 3-3 spades or honor doubleton, as Craig points out, in the spade suit will give Declare 4 spade tricks. What's the plan if... Let me just look at this for a second. If we take 4 clubs, 2 spades, and 2 diamonds... No, sorry, 4 clubs, 2 spades, and 3 diamonds. So, we win the 10 of clubs, we lead the diamond king, we win a...
Which wins, presumably.
Yeah, we cross to the ace of clubs, I guess, and play the queen of diamonds, eventually using the king of spades to get back over there to play the 10 of diamonds, and then the... I guess, yeah.
So this is worse than you're making it out to be, though, because... You missed a little step in here.
Yeah.
So, 10 of clubs, king of diamonds, club to the ace. Okay? Not unblocking the club queen.
Yeah, queen of diamonds.
Queen of diamonds winning. Let's say South wins and plays a spade.
Yeah.
We have to win the ace.
Why?
Because we haven't unblocked the club yet.
But, so, I mean, if diamonds are 4-3, we can take 4 diamonds? No, I guess we only get 3.
So if we win the king of spades and bang out the jack of diamonds, they play another spade or a club. It doesn't matter. We have to go up with the ace of clubs, right? Because if we win the queen of clubs, we're trapped in dummy, and now we have to lead hearts or spades. So we go up with the ace of clubs, we crack the club and catch the diamonds, and we lose one of our club tricks.
Right, yeah. I was trying to get to enough tricks and diamonds. It looks like we don't quite get there. I mean, with the ace of hearts on side, everything is just going to... work out whatever Declare does. But yeah, you might be right that
the spade plan is much better.
Yeah, you might be right that we just need to play on spades. I mean,
actually,
you may as well cash the king of diamonds first.
Right, because we know that's going to win.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, that's really good for us.
Right, if it doesn't, then we do get to unblock everything.
Right. Right, and if it holds, we can revert to spades. And now we've banked our 9th trick at trick 2, and then we'll take our, other 7 tricks eventually. No, he does not adopt that plan.
Alright, but this is going to work out just fine for Declare. 2 rounds of spades.
Yep.
10 of spades. We'll pitch a diamond from hand. I think Eddie should be pitching the jack of clubs here. Just to let partner know what's going on. Like, he had to follow with a low spade and then the jack on the 2 rounds of spades. Mm-hmm. So this was his first opportunity to give a Smith signal. And, okay, the 7 of hearts is, what, like a reverse Smith? They play standard Smith. So the 7 of hearts is a standard Smith signal in clubs, or like maybe they haven't discuss this, but yeah, I mean, it looks to me like North is just going to play back at club, which is not. I mean, obviously, South doesn't have anything, so maybe that was his point, that just, like, I don't want to lead you on and pretend like I have a diamond on her or a heart on her.
Right. And North has a 12 count. He knows approximately what his partner's hand looks like. And it's not great.
No. Alright, there's the king of diamonds, and so North can hop up with the ace and exit a diamond to east, and playing him into leading away from the heart king at trick 12 for 9 tricks. I mean, ducking this would also work. Ace of diamonds.
This would not work, right?
Well, he sets up diamond tricks.
And exit a diamond? Oh, right. He pitches hearts on the 2 clubs. Yep.
Yeah, so now a diamond exit is necessary to hold it to 9, but Declare has made it. So this will be another relatively flat board. Ooh. The heart switch. North was getting greedy, hoping that his partner had the king of hearts. I think that might go back to the Smith signal. That because Eddie basically asked for a club continuation, he can't really have the heart king. So 1 imp to Shori. They've cut the lead down to 100. Oh boy. This looks like a hand. North gets to open... they're the 15 to 17ers, right? Yeah, good 14 to 17. Yes. He opens a no trump anyway.
That's a very good 14.
It is. 2 clubs showing both majors by East. Uh-huh. Now what?
And South can be greedy at these colors and go for a penalty, but I suspect he's the kind of guy who just fits 3 clubs forcing.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to justify going after 2 hearts when you don't even have a trump to lead.
Yeah, you have a lot of values, so if your partner does have trumps, probably your side combined has decent chances, but I don't know, you can still have a club slam, right? If partner doesn't have a lot of wastage in the majors. Like nothing in hearts, something in spades, something in diamonds, something in clubs, there's a slam.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, some pairs play fancy methods where they can bid sort of a version of unusual versus unusual. That'll be very good on this hand.
Does anyone play that you can still play transfers over this?
Yes, although I doubt anyone left in this event.
Okay. Because it's still possible for North-South to have like a 5-3 spade fit they want to play.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if he can be 5-4 as he is here. Yeah, I mean, like I played with people who were literalists. They're like, this is not over 2 clubs. Like, does that include 2 clubs showing both majors? They said, yeah, that's easier. I'm like, I mean, it's dumb, but you're right, it's easier.
Well, South does double. We get 4 hearts from West. This is going to get doubled by North with the ace third of trumps. Oh, he doesn't. Wow, that's surprising. So I guess South is just going back into 5 clubs. Maybe that's what happened in the other room. Let me take a look.
Yeah, so East obviously 2 trump tricks, double's pretty attractive. For all he knows, partner is bidding 4 hearts to make.
Yeah, this is basically what happened in the other room over there.
South doesn't have to be quite as good as it is.
Yeah, so it passes around to East. As you say, East is probably going to double. It's not even just the trump trick. and the diamond void, it's probably also the fact that he has the king jack of spades, which are likely to be working cards on defense. Sitting behind the no trump bidder. So there's the double. Five clubs doubled, went down one in the other room. I mean, I think West is certainly getting off to a spade lead here. His partner showed both majors, and it sounds like the opponents have a heart void.
Yeah, just looking around to see if there's any possibility of a second under trick. I guess not with, well, and I guess the spades are, the 10 of spades, stops you from leading a second one, and then you can pitch them on the diamonds and hearts. There's. It feels like there should be a route to down two here, I think, isn't there?
Well, spade lead up with the ace, queen of clubs, ace of clubs, club, get back in, play a fourth club, get back in again, and then run the diamonds to pitch as many spades as possible. So I think East is just going to be scoring the king jack of clubs and the
one.
king of spades.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's right. Little aggravating for East-West, with like superficially with four defensive tricks, but I guess, yeah, as you say, there's just no way to get them.
Okay, there's the 10 of spades lead. I don't know how long ago that happened because Love Bridge just refreshed. Is the stream dying? No, don't tell me again. Hopefully not. Alright, 10 of spades up with the ace. So declare can cash the ace of hearts. There's no sound. Can you hear me, Craig?
I can hear you.
Okay. I will restart the stream.